Well, Liverpool have no new faces in their lineup, although they are without a few familiar ones. Steve Nicol, Alan Hansen and Jan Molby all injured. Gary Gillespie only fit enough to be a substitute. So Gary Ablett at number 6 plays alongside Glenn Hussein. At number 7, Peter Beardsley, one of 6 in that starting lineup who were on World Cup duty, partners Ian Rush with Ronnie Rosenthal among the substitutes. Well, Les Seeley's part in winning the FA Cup replay gets him the goalkeeping jersey ahead of Jim Leighton again, but Manchester United also unveil their season below full strength. Brian Robson's had a reaction to his Achilles operation. He looks like missing the start of the league season, and the pair who produced the cup-winning goal, Neil Webb and Lee Martin, are also injured. But Gary Pallister plays despite those 10 stitches, and he's part of a defensive system in which number 3, Mal Donaghy, will play as a sweeper. And at right back, the one newcomer on view today, Denis Irwin, who showed such enterprise in Oldham's Cup success last season, cost United £625,000, with more to follow if he makes his mark with the Republic of Ireland. Well, I wonder if we would have had a better World Cup final if George Courtney had been in charge. As it is, he's the referee for the Charity Shield, and as he gets the match started with Liverpool in grey, I'm sure their football this season will be far from that. It's worth making the point that the Wembley pitch looks rather better than a week ago. Plenty of work's been done there. And we do have 2 amendments to the laws of the game this season. A cynical foul on a player in a goal-scoring position now merits a red card. And the offside law has been amended, as Danny Wallace tried to get behind the defence there. If he's level with the last defender, or the second last defender if you include the goalkeeper, then he's now onside. Quick throw from Wallace to McClare. Oh, and he's away. If it was meant as a pass, there was nobody there.
That was a good opportunity for Brian McClare. He skipped the tackle well. Interesting, really, the 2 systems which helped create that. Manchester United playing with 3 centre-backs, 5 at the back, encouraging the 2 full-backs forward. And Danny Wallace actually playing up alongside Mark Hughes and Brian McClare coming from deep. So it's a new system for United this year, whereas Liverpool playing a sort of more straightforward 4-4-2.
There's Burrows for them, looking for Beardsley. That was McClare getting away from David Burrows. Bruce Grobbelaar narrowed the angle, and, well, you can make up your mind whether he was trying to score or to find a colleague. This is Phelan. Good touch from Wallace to McClare. Irwin overlapping. Wallace again. Hughes is in there for United, and that was their second opportunity.
Well, they should be ahead as Alex Ferguson, and no doubt, really, that second one, a bit unfortunate for Mark Hughes because it hung in the air. And as it comes across here, you see it just flicked on with the back of the heel by Wallace, and he's just waiting for it to come down. Probably just shins it a bit early, but it was a good opportunity. Both he and McClare will know that really United should be at least 1 up.
Once again. Oh, and Rush trying to find Houghton, and Mal Donaghy doing the job that he's behind the others to do, concedes the first corner to United, to Liverpool, and here's Barnes. Good ball from Burrows to Houghton. And it's still Burrows. And that was Donaghy again. 2 corners for Liverpool. Barnes. in there. Oof. This came between Bruce and Whelan, I think, to Les Seeley. Here's Rush. Barnes. Venison backing up. Houghton, Whelan. And now Burrows. Beardsley. Oh, and Burrows beats McClare. And Pallister blocks the cross. Burrows again, and once more Pallister. Twice David Burrows has got behind the right flank of Manchester United. This is Whelan, and it may be again Donaghy this time. Return pass was by Rush. Here's Barnes. Linesman flags for a foul. It was Clayton Blackmore again. Liverpool fans turn up the volume. Rush is there, straight at Seeley. I hesitate to mention what Ian Rush finds a very boring statistic, but it has to be said that he's never scored against Manchester United. And with half an hour gone in the Charity Shield, nobody's scored.
There's the free kick, Ray Houghton, just coming in, clearing those two in front of Ian Rush, and I think he saw it late.
Oh dear, that was Gary Ablett straight to Mark Hughes, and Mark Robbins has gone the other way. Phelan's in the centre here, but the pass from Hughes just a shade too strong. It will, however, be a corner to Manchester United, their first of the match. This is Blackmore.
Well, I think we often say when you get a game like this, we need a goal. But I think certainly on this occasion, this stage of the match, a goal would help to open up the match.
Well, here's Phelan with the cross, and Hughes is there, and so too was Blackmore. And right on cue, the goal that was so badly needed. Manchester United go in front right on half-time, and Clayton Blackmore, who's had fairly mixed fortunes in this first half. He was booked earlier. Hughes went in first, and Blackmore managed to force it over the line. And so the FA Cup holders take the lead against the league champions after good work by Phelan. And I suppose Clayton Blackmore might be tempted to say, well, whatever Lee Martin could do in the cup final, I can do too. Get forward from the left-back position and score a goal. It's brought the Manchester United fans to their feet as the players go off at half-time. And in terms of clear-cut openings, they did have two earlier, missed by McClare and Hughes. Liverpool perhaps had more of the play, just the one-headed chance for Rush. But at half-time, it's Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0. So Manchester United start the second half, 1 goal ahead, and they are also ahead of Liverpool in the return to European football. United playing in the Cup Winners' Cup this season, and Liverpool having to wait at least a further year, owing of course to the extra ban which followed Heysel. And I can almost hear Liverpool supporters saying, now don't forget, we've won the championship on 10 occasions in the last 15 years, and Manchester United haven't won it since 1967. Donaghy's looked very comfortable in that role, just sweeping up when Liverpool have threatened to play the ball through the defence. Two heavy tackles in quick succession there. George Courtney had a look at the first one, in which Glenn Hussein was involved, and then gave the free kick where the second offence took place. Hussein coming in at the back. Back in by Burrows. Oh, and here's Barnes. Penalty. George Courtney has given the penalty, and Gary Pallister will not be happy about that, and neither will his teammates. I think it's fair to say there would be a little controversy about that one. Now, George Courtney was well positioned. Well, he did take the leg. Whether that was intentional or whether he's claiming that he went for the ball first, I suspect he is, and somebody has taken the protest too far, and there's going to be at least one booking here.
Oh, Paul Ince protested. I think what made it look worse was John Barnes did make a little bit theatrical dive and seemed to sort of, I think, upset the Manchester United players as if he was looking for the penalty.
Well, he'll take it, that's for sure. One-one. Well, it's always a risk, I suppose, when a defender commits himself to that sort of tackle inside the box, Trevor.
It was a little bit harsh on Manchester United. The fact that the clearance got a fortunate ricochet, went back to John Barnes, just giving him that little bit of opening. I just feel he had enough space, actually, perhaps to get the shot in, unless his standing foot was taken away from him. I mean, he tucked away the penalty there very comfortably. But really, if he was going to get the shot in, perhaps just the fact that his standing foot was nudged and he went down, but it was the way he went down, it made it look, I think, a lot worse than in fact it might have been.
Well, it's put Liverpool level, and here's Barnes again. It might actually bring the match to the boil now. A goal just before half-time for the FA Cup holders, and an equaliser 5 minutes into the second half for the league champions. This is Ince for United. Here's McClare. Ince again. Hughes. And Ince blocked on the edge of the area, was he? Free kick. This is Blackmore. And Robbins and Hughes both hopeful as the ball sprang out of Grobbelaar's grasp. And now there are three runners ahead for Beardsley to look for. One of them is Burrows on the far side. It was Clayton Blackmore who drove the shot, and Grobbelaar needed a couple of good looks at that. Which of these great rivals is going to get the edge now? Most of the possession still with Liverpool. Beardsley to rush, and it was deflected off Pallister. He's played 18 times against Manchester United, Ian Rush, before today, and he'll be mighty glad when he can put the ball in the net and say, well, that's the end of a run that I don't want to hear any more about. On this occasion, the shot was deflected. McMahon broke that up well. Beardsley's got support here from Houghton. He's gone for a return pass, and so too has Rush. Rush, Trevor, has, I think, done what he did last year and backed John Barnes to finish up as the top scorer in the First Division. So I don't quite know whether he's going to get him a helping hand here and there, but his own striking rate will probably be pretty high too.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky there. It was good interchange of movement between Liverpool. It just meant when Ian Rush did get possession, Peter Beardsley was about 5 yards ahead of him and really distracted him from getting his shot on target.
Robbins. And Donaghy finds Irwin. Ince. Whelan shut him down well. Pallister, Ince again. Now it's Houghton's turn to do the harrying. And Ince surrounded. Harassed all the way there. One of the features of Liverpool's game that doesn't always get mentioned, the enormous amount of defensive work the midfield do. But here's Pallister. And it's going to drop beautifully for Blackmore, who this time brings a good reflex save out of Grobbelaar. Good attack by Manchester United. The longer ball paid off, and the goalkeeper down well. It's Houghton for Liverpool, with Rush making a run across the area. Barnes. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Back in by Burrows. Two sides of John Barnes there, Trevor.
Yeah, well, chances at either end, actually. A great save by Bruce Grobbelaar from a good volley by Blackmore. And good to see Gary Pallister bringing the ball forward, because I think when you play three centre-backs, they can just really take it in turn coming into those forward positions to set up chances. And here's John Barnes, though, the other end, and just got past the defenders well, and just stretching to get it back on his right foot and then put it over the top.
And Brian McClare switching from right to left to good effect, has got Robbins and Hughes waiting in the middle. Phelan's joining them. It's McClare's shot, and a little bit of practice for Bruce. Well struck. Good bold run by Brian McClare, this. And a nice little tip over, really, for a goalkeeper of that stature. So there's still something to play for here as Irwin picks it up for Manchester United and finds Hughes and Robbins. Denison's challenge, Robbins again. It looked a ready-made opportunity. I'm sure Alex Ferguson thought so for young Mark Robbins, because he has swooped and scored from there before. The first time it went in, he did seem to just overrun it slightly on the first touch. Then he got a second opportunity, and it went wide. Well, when Kenny Dalglish played here for the first time for Liverpool, the Charity Shield ended in a draw against Manchester United, Trevor, and it's looking a bit that way today now. What's your overall view?
Well, I think so. I think the main thing, both managers will be looking just for signs of the balance and individual players, and I think there, as the final whistle goes, both sides will be quite pleased. The system, Manchester United, the three centre-backs, certainly looks as if it's settling down, giving freedom to the two full-backs to get forward. Mark Hughes looked very strong, and I thought Pallister played well. Liverpool, their usual system, and I thought they had good spells of possession. Perhaps both sides, in the end, the finishing let them down, and early stage of the season, I think, will let them off then.
Yes, Clayton Blackmore's finishing put Manchester United ahead right on half-time, and the equaliser was a penalty by John Barnes after he himself had been challenged by Gary Pallister, a decision which wouldn't have pleased Manchester United, but the referee's word is law, and the final score is Liverpool 1, Manchester United 1. The Charity Shield is therefore shared. Each club will hold it for 6 months.
Yes, the Charity Shield shared this year, and Ronnie Whelan and Steve Bruce are the men collecting it. And Tony Gubba then spoke to the managers.
Alec, how much complaint did Manchester United have about the penalty?
Well, the players obviously went to the referee at the time. No complaints from us. At the end of the day, I've seen before, haven't I?
But the replay does tend to suggest that Palace went for the ball and won the ball.
Does it only suggest that?
Obviously, one of the talking points of the game is the penalty incident. How did you see it?
Well, I saw it from the bench where we normally sit. But if the referee's given the decision, so be it. I mean, we're going to be denied more penalties than we get this season, and justifiably so. If that wasn't a penalty, well, George Corner's the best one to decide about that. I mean, it's just hard for the referee to give decisions as what it is for us to accept them sometimes. Maybe Alec felt a little bit harsh done by, but I think maybe he ran a little bit over time the first half as well when you get the goal. So, I mean, the game evens itself out. If you don't get a break in this one, you might get one in the next game.
Are you going to persevere with the system that you played today, 3 at the back, for the start of the Football League season?
Yes, I am. I made my mind up with this before the World Cup started. I had a chat with Brian Robson, and I said, well, this is tailor-made for you. And I think he knew that himself, and I think that's something he's maybe looked forward to, because it's 34 in January. He's not going to provide the dynamo forever, is he? Which he's been doing for 10 years at our club, and been the best in the business at it. So to retain him on your side, I think moving back is the right thing to do.
So you'll play in the back 3, will you?
Yes.
The Liverpool machine rolls on.
No, it's not a machine. It's a team of individuals, and I think machine's the wrong word for it. I mean, you'd be belittling the lads if you say that.
Oh, you wouldn't do that.
No, I don't think anybody's entitled to belittle them. I mean, they've been successful for 25 years, and because of that success, people have started calling them machines. It's no machine like at all. It's individuals playing football, and with the arrival of new individuals, obviously there's a slightly different style as well to the team, and I think that's what's happened over the last 3 or 4 years when we've brought in 4 or 5 players. The style of Liverpool Football Club has changed. I don't see many machines changing.